Rage followed rage, part 3. In Esther chapter 7, it starts off by saying that Haman and the king went to eat with Queen Esther again. And the second time that they went, the king asked Esther a second time, what is her petition and what is her request? And then I'll pick up in verse 3 and I'll read verses 3 to 6. Then Queen Esther answered, "If I have found favor with you, your majesty, and if it pleases you, grant me my life. This is my petition, and spare my people. This is my request, for I and my people have been sold to be destroyed, killed, and annihilated. If we had merely been sold as male and female slaves, I would have kept quiet, because no such distress would justify disturbing the king." King Xerxes asked Esther, "Who is he? Where is he, the man who has dared to do such a thing?" Esther said, "An adversary and enemy, this vile Haman." Then Haman was terrified before the king and queen. So it says that Haman was terrified. This time, it wasn't actually him that was filled with rage, but the rage did start with him. I'm going to read next verses 7 to 10. The king got up in a rage, left his wine, and went out into the palace garden. But Haman, realizing that the king had already decided his fate, stayed behind to beg Queen Esther for his life. Just as the king returned from the palace garden to the banquet hall, Haman was falling onto the couch where Esther was reclining. The king exclaimed, "Will he even molest the queen while she is with me in the house?" As soon as the word left the king's mouth, they covered Haman's face. Then Harbona, one of the eunuchs attending the king, said, "A pole reaching to a height of 50 cubits stands by Haman's house. He had it set up for Mordecai, who spoke up to help the king." The king said, "Impale him on it." So they impaled Haman on the pole he had set up for Mordecai. Then the king's fury subsided. We all need to be mindful of what is in us. As far as Haman, it started with rage. Then he felt entitled, and then he was terrified. None of these are from God. My encouraging scripture is going to be in Proverbs chapter 28, verse 26. Those who trust in themselves are fools, but those who walk in wisdom are kept safe.